Today on Stu's cookery class, I'm going to be showing you how to make a really simple salmon dish with crushed new potatoes, tomatoes and spinach, and a white wine sauce or a plain white sauce. So first, I'm just quartering about 4 or 5 new potatoes each. I've halved about 200 grams of cherry tomatoes, and I'm going to get my potatoes straight on the boil. These are going to take about 20 to 25 minutes, just depends slightly. I'm then going to take 50 to 60 grams of butter in a pan, get it nice and hot, and add 50 grams of flour. So we're just making a white sauce. I'm going to mix this together. Now the next step's optional. You could add some white wine or some champagne if you had some open, and we're going to mix that into the flour mix. And you could leave this step out, you could move straight on to adding the milk to make the white sauce, so it's entirely up to you. Now I'm going to add a little bit of milk at a time, whisking it in, getting it smooth, and waiting until it's nice and hot before I add any more milk. I'm adding a pint of milk here, and that makes a fairly thick sauce, so if you want to have yours a little thinner, you can just add some extra milk. And once that's done and ready, we can actually leave this to one side, let it cool while our potatoes are still cooking, so we don't have to worry about it. Now my potatoes, they've been on about 15 minutes, they need at least another 10, but my salmon's going to take about 10 minutes to cook, so I'm going to start getting that on now. Now I actually add a little bit too much oil here, you only need one or 2 teaspoons, and I end up dabbing some of this out with a little bit of paper towel. But I add my salmon now into the oil pan, it's nice and hot, you can hear that sizzle, that crackle, that's really important. And we're just going to colour this up on a high heat until that skin's really, really crispy. You can see there it's a little golden, but we're just going to keep it going. Now that it's nice and dark, I'm going to turn the fish onto its side, and we're going to turn the heat down slightly and just let it gently cook. And once you've got a little bit of golden colour on every single side, so both sides, the bottom and the skin, we're then going to just turn it back onto the skin side to continue cooking. Once it is coloured all the way around as well, we can add our tomatoes into the pan, and this is going to soften them down and make them into a bit of a sauce for the veg. We're just going to mix those round just to make sure that they don't burn. Once they've had a good mix round, I'm checking my salmon, and I don't think it's quite cooked yet, but I want to have a double check. So I'm just going to flake open the salmon slightly and have a look in the middle just to see how it's doing. Now I don't know how well you'll see on here, but it's just blushing slightly. It's still ever so slightly pink inside, and that's fine. I still need to wilt my spinach in, and the tomatoes still need to soften down a little more. Now you'll see here all those juices are coming out of the tomatoes. They're really nice and soft, so our spinach is ready to go in. With our spinach as well, we want to wilt it down, but we don't want to soften it until it becomes just a green sludge. You still want to be able to tell that there are leaves in there. Like here, you can see they've just wilted down nicely. They're soft, but they still have a sort of form. Now that that's done, I've set it to one side while I sort out my potatoes, and I've just mixed in a knob of butter and lightly crushed them, and we're just going to spoon this onto the plate. You could add some salt or some herbs, even some cracked black pepper if you wanted to, but I left mine plain. It's a really nice, easy, simple meal. If you like this video, hit that button, and if you really liked it, consider subscribing, and why not check out some of my other meals. Thanks for watching.